Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're here in Narnia. I'm going to review the Samyang 14mm, and this is the Canon version, and I'm specifically reviewing the Canon version and the Canon version only because that's the only one that you should be buying. Other than the Nikon version, you can buy that as well. If you have a mirrorless camera and you buy Samyang lenses, you do not want to buy them in the Sony mount or Micro Four Thirds mount or anything like that. You want to buy them in Canon or Nikon mount only. And the reason for that is because if you buy them in the native mount, they're going to be bulkier and they're not going to be able to use adapters that allow you to focus closer, that allow you to get a wider view from them, like the lens turbo. And basically, see my links down below about those adapters and things, but basically you only want to get the Canon version or the Nikon version, whichever works better for you. Never the Micro Four Thirds or the Sony versions. Even if you're going to use them on those cameras, you want to use this plus an adapter. So this is a super wide angle lens that's very low cost, around £200 on eBay, and that's a fantastic price for a lens that works on full frame. Of course, it can work on crop sensors. If you use this with a crop sensor Canon or a crop sensor Nikon, you're basically just carrying around a bulky lens with a huge front element for no reason. So on full frame, this is going to be great. On crop sensors, a bit pointless because you can just use your kit lens or a lens from Samyang that works together with the crop sensor better. For example, the 12mm from Samyang. So this is a fully manual lens, which means that you have a manual aperture and a manual focus ring, and that's great for video. Ideally for video, you want to just leave it, just set it to something that's correct. You got everything in focus and then just use it like that. Now, this has been working really well for me for both stills and video, and I've shot so much stuff with this. It's an absolutely fantastic lens, and the only reason that I'm actually upgrading from this, or not really upgrading, just sort of changing to a different lens, is because this is a little too heavy on Sony. Once I add an adapter to this, it becomes about 600 grams. Once again, same thing, if you're buying this for a Sony mount, it'll be heavier because of the extra metal that you've got at the back here. It'll be a larger lens if you buy this for Sony. So this on Sony is just a little on the heavy side for the things that I want to do, which means having a very compact kit and a lens that just is a little heavier, 600 grams. It's not too heavy, it's perfectly fine to use, but with my systems, a lighter lens works much better for me. So I'm changing from this to the Sony 10 to 18mm, which won't work on my 5D, unfortunately. This would work on both my 5D and my A7S from Sony, but the Sony lens will only work on the Sony camera. Now that's a compromise that I'm willing to make because the Sony lens is so much lighter. It's about 225 grams and has image stabilization and autofocus. So very useful features in a wide angle lens, which this doesn't have. Of course, the Sony does also cost double price. Now, if you're looking for a super wide lens at this price range at about £200, basically as cheap as you can get, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Overall, I really like this lens. I got so much fantastic images and video out of it, but it's just slightly too large for my uses at the moment. I need something a little more compact. What I would have liked to see improved on here is, first of all, you can't use filters on this. You have to not use filters or glue them on or something. Not glue, tape them on. The front element here is very easy to damage, and surprisingly, I never damaged it. But somehow I managed to scratch the back. First time I've ever scratched a lens, I scratched the back little piece here. Not too bad. Basically, I just sold it on eBay for a discount, and I'm sending it off today. Hope you found this helpful. Of course, feel free to ask me questions down below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Visit my channel for lots more awesome filmmaking and photography videos like lighting techniques, DIY projects, behind the scenes tutorials, cameras, lenses, adapters, shoulder rigs, stabilizers, flashes, LEDs, microphones, bags, straps, studio backgrounds, tripods, float heads, sliders, multi-tools, and lots more cool stuff!